tested it the other night. Literally had a live video of myself sitting there. Oh, it says we're still going live. It's like trying.
You're live.
You're live. It's trying. Reset your router. Turn it on and off. Cycle everything. Excellent.
We're functioning lively now?
It's functioning. Join us for bingo. All right, so we're going to rock and roll into some of this here, folks. Step numero uno.
Let us know if you can actually hear us.
Yep. All right, go live.
If
go
you didn't click
live.
it. Oh, you did. It just was slow.
All right. I'm not a complete idiot, only partially. You are now live. Okay.
Cool.
Got it. Got it. Tips. Don't want your tips. Just the tips. See how it feels.
Okay.
All right, folks. We're here. We're having fun. Y'all are here, and this is absolutely fantastic.
Thanks for being patient with us, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for being patient. All right, so first and foremost, we got to jump into this right away. There's a lot of folks that are here, and somehow magically, it must have like posted another thing because the people just doubled or something. That's cool. We've got the stuff. This is the bingo game. Now, I'm going to give the shout out straight away to Miss Kelly, the coolest lady in the whole world that I know that is here that I can mention, gave us the idea about bingo. And she came up with a majority of these ideas. If you don't know what we're talking about already, we have bingo set up through a deal. If you're a patron, you can just go on there. There's a link. I already put it there. If you're not a patron, you can become a patron for as little as $5 a month. And the really cool thing that is happening with this, Standing Stone Bingo, I'm pulling it all up. All right, so we got a whole bunch of fun things that we do on the regular that is goofy and or just part of the show.
That we didn't even recognize was like happening as frequently apparently as it was, because Kelly made these awesome bingo questions and little squares with information about things that we obviously do a lot.
A lot. So first and foremost, you can join in there. You can grab yourself a bingo card, and I'm pulling up to see how many people are actively already have bingo cards created. View cards. Nice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19. Good night. There are almost 30 people playing bingo. That's awesome.
It says 29 cards in play at the top. You didn't have to count them.
Well, guess what? I did.
I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, back to check-ins, because that's the thing that we do, right? Is once we actually get going live, we read through some of these check-ins.
All right, let's rock and roll.
It is fun to see where people are listening in from. So we have Blair from Ontario, Canada, our first international person.
You need to just do
Stop.
No, just chill. If I don't do this, you're gonna like have a small heart attack, slightly larger than the one you just had. Save. Okay. There it is, right there. That's what you need.
No, I need more. Okay. Are you done messing with it now?
No. Good night. You grumpy over here, are we now? Look at this. Look at all the people on Facebook.
On Facebook checking in.
We have some really cool things happening right now. We're also live on Facebook for anybody that wants to leave YouTube and join Facebook. Now, go ahead and roll through those check-ins. Go for it.
Would you leave it not moving around for just a half a second?
Can you look at it on your phone? That's just a question, because
technically I guess I could.
Right.
Hey, Melanie, with also Duncan and Sullivan and Don from Minnesota. Oh, and you're going to say hi to us at Game Fair in a few weeks. Awesome. We look forward to seeing you guys.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
Angelo, hi from New York. And Live Travel Family, excited for the game. It's going to be fun. We're excited. Greg White from Minnesota. We've got Maine, Pretty Prairie, Alberta, Canada, Vars, Ontario. Hey, Scott. Hey, Kaylin Kelly. We're coming. That was me from a long time ago. Finally, we got on here. Lebanon, Missouri. Whenever I read Lebanon, I think that it's not in the U.S. for some reason. And then it's in the U.S. Penn Argyle, Pennsylvania, Hurricane, Utah, New York, Oklahoma. Yes, Ethan was on the Geek Squad. It is not helping us over a decade later, but
no. So the thing
bourbon
about
helps. Well, you're trying.
I'm trying. So that's a fun one here. Look at this. I got the extra special gift from our moderator in the making, Charlie. This is Blanton's Red, straight from Japan.
That's pretty cool.
I have to taste it.
So the horse is like gold or something. It doesn't look like the same horse.
No, it's the same horse.
Oh. That's how much I know about bourbon and Blanton. So
there is a gold horse.
Did you try putting it in rice? Like, technical difficulties. Dry it out. Whatever. Tyler, hey, you got your bingo card ready to go.
Rock and roll.
Hit it harder. Restart button. Plug it back in. Turn the router off.
You
all
guys
the
could
things.
feel Kat sitting here going.
I was giving him all the suggestions. And, guess what I told him to do, guys? I told him to close all the tabs because he had like 6,000 open on the computer. And he was like, no, it'll be fine. I can do it my way. And what did he end up doing that made it end up working? Closing all the tabs.
Yeah, I closed all of the tabs, but I also, when I opened it back up, realized that the stream key was wrong in the studio that I was in. So...
Whatever. Hey, from Australia, New Jersey, Chicago, Nebraska, New York. Tyler's like, who had technical difficulties on their card? Yep, I know. It's a common theme, apparently. Atlanta, SoCal, Denver. Washington, D.C., Alaska, Nova Scotia, Utah, California, Michigan, Ohio, Colorado, and Google Chrome.
And Google Chrome. Someone's checking in from Google Chrome.
They said Google Chrome uses a ton of RAM. But that's the only thing that Riverside works in. So that is what we are using to do like this live streamy stuff on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you are late tuning in, just a reminder, you want to play Standing Stone Hat Trick Bingo, you need to be a patron. Go over to Patreon, patreon.com/Standing Stone Kennels.
I'll throw the link in there.
Yeah, put the link in there. And then you can get your bingo card, and you might have to catch up a little bit because we've already had maybe a few things pop up on your cards. But if you guys get a bingo, type it in the comments, and then what do they win?
A hat of your choice off of standingstonesupply.com.
That is right. And you can check out those cool options. I think we looked, there's like 8 or so hat options.
9.
Okay, 8 or so, 9.
8 or so is accurate. The answer is 9.
But we got a lot of people on Facebook as well.
What do we got here?
Somebody said California Hope Brownie is doing good. She is. She's settling in nicely. No more escaping either out the top of her kennel run because she has a top on her kennel run now.
Yeah,
she's
we learned
very
she
athletic.
Can climb.
She's very similar to Ellie. Literally moments after she was in her run, she was out of her run.
Just a couple quick things I want to say. Thank you to the people that are patrons, and the reason for that is the folks on Patreon are the #1 supporter of all of the content that we create. So people ask a lot of times, they say, you guys are silly. You don't put all of your content behind this paywall. I say, no, we don't. We put all of our videos on YouTube for free. Anybody can find them and watch them if you can sort through the YouTubes. If you go to our channel and click on the playlist section, it makes it a lot easier to sort through those, or utilize YouTube as a search engine and type in Standing Stone Kennels, and then whatever kind of topic you're looking for, it'll come up with the videos. Now,
and go ahead.
All of that being said, it's a big thank you to the folks that are patrons. They are providing money. In the return, we provide services of answering dog training questions, even to the extent of up and to. Oh, you got that thing.
But it's not working.
Well, it's not up to date on there. That's a valid. Write it on the list of things for me to do.
I was excited to show everyone this really cool thing that I put a ton of work into that is still not done.
Go to Instagram.
Go to Instagram. Okay.
And click on our...
Oh, Linktree. Got it. Okay. So open in, not Google Maps.
Is there a box for Ethan rolls his eyes at Kat? I don't think there is. She needs to add one.
Got it to work. Okay. So this is what I did this week because a common theme is, hey, I can't find these videos in order on YouTube. It just like one plays after another. Well, if you go to playlists, that fixes it for you. But I don't know why, but it's pretty common that apparently YouTube playlists are very confusing. So I actually put a Linktree thing together with, here, hold on, it's going to be slow to see what I'm showing you. Is it working? Linktree, and you can scroll all our playlists. And I have pictures. I've created thumbnails for all of them. And you could do whelping puppies, puppy training playlist with Clay, with Thunder, with Quest, with Rogue, with Sprig,
Thank you, moderator.
healing playlist, nail trimming, trained retrieve with Legend, steady to wing shot and fall with Thunder, steady to wing shot and fall with Hatch. So you can watch all of those playlists easily easily found on Linktree, which is currently going to be, it currently is on Instagram, but you, Ethan, will be putting it up on our website soon under the Our Links tab. Right, honey?
Yep, headed that direction right now. Give me just a second. So to finish that statement of on Patreon, you can sign up to get your questions answered on the daily, or even to the extreme of weekly or bi-weekly check-ins where we do essentially guiding you on a custom training path and to give you direct feedback on where you're at and where you need to be going from there, all through Patreon. And all of that money is what helps us to continue to create content for y'all and provide it for free on YouTube. So all of those things being said, a quick recap, everybody that's just tuning in, if you want to play bingo tonight, you can get your card by clicking the link on Patreon for a chance to win a hat. It'll be 100% free to you. There's no, also pay tax. Also pay shipping. By the way, there's one more added fee for putting it in a box, and we'll call that the Logan fee. And it's our warehouse manager. There's no fees, all right? You just get a hat. The first person to get an actual bingo gets a hat. Now,
one other thing. Oh, go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do your thing.
No, that's it. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So another thing that we wanted to mention, because it's been a really long time since we've done one of these live streams. Life is crazy. Kids are crazier. So we actually now have a podcast, and we have a YouTube channel for just the podcast. So if you are following us on Standing Stone Kennels YouTube channel, which that's where you guys are at, if you're following us on YouTube right now, if you're on Facebook, we also have a YouTube channel, but you can go to Standing Stone Podcast on YouTube now. Please subscribe. That would help us out a lot. But you can watch or just listen to the podcast episodes we have out. We've done some really cool interviews. Ethan and I have done some talking as well. And those podcasts are also on the podcatchers like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, things. Apple, did I say that? I think I said that.
Mm-hmm.
That one too. So, podcasts. I don't know if you guys have listened to any of them yet, but I think they're pretty good.
Moving on. No, it's a big part of what we want to be able to do is jump back in here for y'all. And first and foremost, we're excited to do this. And it was one of the things that Kat and I talked about. It was like, we really enjoy doing this. But what it came down to is on someone else's podcast.
Yeah, that was Gundog It Yourself. We just did a podcast with them, with Nick Adair, and Jacob was on there too.
Mm-hmm.
And Charles was there, and Annie was sitting nearby.
She was hiding in the corner, being quiet. But to be able to get back to do these, just to interact, we will have a question portion to jump into super chats and all of that stuff later, and wanted to be able to do some housekeeping on this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One of the big things that we need to add in here, though, and I'm going to see if I can do a poll on both, and we have no idea what to call this because we wanted to like out with the old, in with the new. It's essentially the same type of thing, but Yawa was confusing because it was silly. It was a joke that kind of stuck, and what does it even mean? Nobody knows, right? It does mean something, but nobody knows. So what we want to do is create, just start with some, I can ask a question, but it doesn't give a, does it give a?
So what we should do is not do a poll, but just
option.
say, hey, guys, what do you think we should call this new live stream chat with Ethan and Kat thing?
Yep, we need a name.
We need a name, and you guys can type in your names, and then we can see what we kind of like, what we think sounds good. If there's people that are like, yeah, we really like that, then we can make a poll. But keep in mind that YouTube is a search engine. So people search things looking for information, and Yawa was definitely not super searchable because nobody had a clue what Yawa meant.
It was too clever. The other side of it is if we just call it like live chat with Ethan and Kat, which is kind of catchy and fun, but at the same time doesn't have anything to do with anything. So again, not searchable. So keep those things in mind and start the things rolling. Name it after the first good pointer. Index. Yeah.
Name it after Vex. So throw up some ideas, throw up some suggestions, and we'll see if we can come up with a good name for these live streams.
Hey, we're live now.
You got a notification.
I
Great.
did.
So if you guys aren't subscribed, you should be, and turn on notifications so you get those little blurks, hey, we're live type of thing.
Watching from Louisiana.
Looking for help. Oh, we got some questions rolling in. We are going to get to those shortly. The other thing that I wanted to mention about the notifications, the something, I don't know, lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me, or it won't. I have found that that's one of the things when you have children, having real life adult conversations is difficult. Like your train of thought is very like 3 seconds squirrel, 3 seconds child running around being crazy. And Ethan and I are always like, yeah, let's have this adult conversation after the kids are in bed so that we can actually complete a train of thought.
And then by the time the kids go to bed, we just go to bed.
Yeah, because we're exhausted.
Tired.
Yeah. And Aiden started to stay up later. It's like, oh, he doesn't go to bed at 7:30 anymore. He goes to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock now. And that's what time I want to go to bed. But
do you?
Yeah, most nights. So couple cool things going
Lucky
on. Me. No. No. Couple cool things going on that we haven't really mentioned for a while is guess where Thunder's at?
Where?
New York. New York.
Is he still there?
With Bob? I hope he's still there.
I don't know if y'all saw this, but I posted, did we post a picture? Did he send it to me? He sent it to me. I don't know if we posted it.
We might have posted it as a story. I don't think it got posted as a post. Is
a story? Well, old Thunderbutt got his first pass as a junior hunter retriever, which will show up as JHR when he finishes the title because he's a versatile dog. And it's kind of cool. The test is an introductory test. It doesn't mean he's the world's greatest retriever thing, but at the same time, he's doing a really good job. It's a long landmark or a medium length landmark and a medium length watermark, and he has to do a good job retrieving to hand. And he's doing a good job with it. So he's out there playing that game. Bob pretends like he likes him, so it's nice. He does say things like, oh, I love this dog. He's so cool. And it sounds only borderline sarcastic. So I'm digging it.
Yeah, we think he's doing a good job. But he should hopefully be coming back home the end of September.
August. End of August.
The end of August. I knew it was the end of the month.
One more month.
I just didn't know which month.
This
so
one.
That would be awesome. Get him back. Because September, you got some hunting trips planned.
Yeah, hunting trips for this year are going to start in the Dakotas. We're joining Onyx, and we're going to go up and potentially bother Tyler Webster, which is birds, buds, and booze, or birds, boods, and boobs, and bods. And there's the 3 B's, I think. Birds, booze, and buds. What? Is that the order? Yep, I'm getting a head shake. So Tyler Webster, anyhow. So he
Booze.
does.
Just enunciate that a little bit better.
Booze.
There you go.
Yeah. Booze. There we are. No, where is the right thing? That's the right thing. Okay. So headed and the thunder rolls. Don't. It's one of those things we're gonna head north to begin with, and that will be clear all the way to the North Dakota, and we should be out northwest. I believe the town we will be near is Stanley, and there are Hungarian partridge and primarily sharptail in that area. Going to try and add the old Hungarian partridge. I have actually seen one small covey or group or whatever they're called of Huns or gray partridge, as the state of Iowa likes to refer to them, in north central Iowa near Goldfield. Is that what the name of the town? Is that saying that right? Is that where Brad lives?
Clarion.
Clarion? Goldfield? Yeah. So north central Iowa, they have small pockets of them. And I saw them fly into the neighbor's property and was like, what was that? And they said, I don't know. Well, not pheasants. So we moved on. And that's the only opportunity that I've seen them. And so we're going actively after them. Then we finish a couple days up there hunting with Onyx. And there's a really cool, before we get there, I already shot this podcast and there's a video version of it. Super, super cool about how to plan out a hunt, digital scouting. Okay, so that might be a probably too clever but cool title for it when it comes out. But we basically, and by we I mean I watched this stuff be planned through Onyx. It's a very neat having the fact of it's called it's like a distortion mode, and then the distortion it like pulls in so you can see the hills. It looks legitimate 3D like it actually looks. It's crazy. And we set some how to find and differentiate cover, as well as they have layers that show the reported acres. For example, what was planted in 2021 there. If it was corn into a rotation of either bean, maybe into wheat. No, not wheat. It would be, I don't know. Beans and corn typically rotate, and then wheat typically can go back into wheat sometimes, or wheat and any. And I've been looking. Device is struggling to record. Refresh. Reload. I don't think OBS ever had this issue. Let's see. It's probably going to blip here in a second, folks. If it hasn't already.
Facebook just went black.
It'll come back. There it is. Okay. So.
Time to upgrade the computer.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know that I can, because it's only doing, it's not really, it's just a lot for this computer. So I apologize. Pushing too much through this web browser and this computer.
Information.
Too much stuff, y'all. But it's a really, really cool, and it probably is exaggeration. Exaggerate. Yep. Anyone else having audio issues? It's probably back now, right? It's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay. So it may happen again. We'll find a better way to do this if we're going to be streaming to multiple platforms and different stuff. Got it. But it's an interesting episode. I learned a ton. We showed how to kind of plan things out and how to determine what potentially will be there from an agricultural standpoint and how to then pick based off of I want to hunt near what most likely will be whatever it's going to be this year. And super, super cool. So that'll be coming out. But I'm going to go hunt with those guys in North Dakota, then move down and hunt South Dakota where we hunted this last year. Try and kill some chickens, which should be a lot of fun. After that, we're there 100% now,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So after we do that, we're going to go on the DT
Road trip or
road
something,
trip.
right?
Yep. So it'll be one giant.
This is going to be a pain. Was it too hot? I don't know.
Okay.
Are we back?
I think so. I'm trying to just. Close it down.
More technical difficulties. Live and learn.
We're here. I think
Okay.
we're here. It's back again. Yep. Just
got you back.
Okay.
Thanks for putting up with us, guys. We will find a better way.
OBS is probably the better way to do this. And I think I can do to both on no problem. And then we won't have these issues. So sorry.
Anyway, that podcast is going to come out the end of the month.
Yep. It'll come out right before everybody is starting to prep and do their things. And then from there, we'll do the DT systems jobby. And then after that, we'll go with, I actually go and start guiding in October, but I'm going to do a little pre-run on evaluating, are there birds in the state of South Dakota?
Which the reports are pretty good right now.
I'm hearing good things from the area that we hunt there in winter. Historically speaking is a good area, but then it's had ups and downs like everything. Some of the property that we have is really good though. So it's should be good. Kat is hoping to have the opportunity to tag in. I want to know from folks that are listening where you were talking about getting chickens in South Dakota. Yeah. Chickens in South Dakota. That'll be in the winter area. So thank you. Anybody else? Let's see some comments in there as far as where is everybody else going this year? What is the
hunting plans? And then we're planning on going on a trip to Arizona is that December or January?
Mm-hmm.
So that should be fun.
December.
So those are some fun hunting trips that we've got planned, as well as we'll, I'm sure, fill in the gaps. Yeah, it's between here and there and everywhere for hunting trips as much as we can. We got some young dogs to get out this year. Legacy and Clay need some hunting dog stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else? Oh, game fair. Somebody mentioned game fair. I think Melanie, that they're going to come visit us while we're there. So Ethan and I are there. It's in Anoka, Minnesota. There's a game fair website that you can check out. We will be with DT Systems in Eukanuba, probably doing some seminars as well as like hang out, chat with us, meet and greet. We'll have a dog with us most likely because that's what we do. And can you put a link there for the Anoka or the game fair website so that people can look into it if they're interested? It's a 3-day weekend. And then another 3-day weekend the weekend after. It kind of goes 2 3-day weekends in a row.
Mm-hmm. And OBS says it's not allowing us, but is it still streaming? Like, cause it's got a blip up there for a while now that says that it's not allowing, and it wants me to refresh, but it says the connection's excellent. So what's up?
In Riverside, it's saying that, but we're still going.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So there's the gamefair.com. Probably not going to Minnesota. What does this one say?
Probably not going to Montana this year.
We've always hunted the BLM south of Pier last week for chickens and sharpies. Yeah, so we are winter's just south of there, and even closer to that would be Wood, South Dakota, which is where we get up to the direction. We get up to Wood, north and west of winter, and that's where a majority of things look. So here's dropping the Game Fair code there on Facebook to y'all.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's coming up as well. So that's kind of the gist of things for the time being. Do you have any other things that we missed, kind of like pertinent upcoming stuff?
I don't think so.
Vex is running through his utility test. Charles is going to run him.
Yeah, Charlie's going to run him. That's kind of fun, exciting news. Charles, roaming versatiles, or you guys may have also seen Honor Point Kennels. He used to work for us a little bit before, and now he's back, baby. Suckered him in. And
he's been getting Vex on some duck search prep, because that is the thing that we lack a little bit here. Hoping to amend that by building our own pond, and that's in the works. Takes a lot of paperwork and a lot of regulations.
Yeah,
and
it's amazing the amount of paperwork.
Yeah, and so we're trying to get that squared away, and that like truly from like start to finish with building a pond to regulations and dotting all your T's and crossing all your I's. That pretty much is like a year. So, and then hopefully it's honestly really good that, well, I guess if we had everything in line and we were building the pond this year, but it would not have gotten filled this year because we have been so dry. We definitely need a wet year when the pond is done so it can fill the thing back up.
Yeah, the technique. So we're going to be building it through an actual tributary to the North Fork of the. It's the Nishna. What is it?
Ninisca.
The Ninisca. So it's a. What is it that runs right down here? It's not the actual Ninisca, is it?
I'll look it up.
Okay. Anyhow, the little stream is a tributary to.
You want to know what this one is?
Yeah. What is that river?
It's unnamed.
The river that remains nameless.
The No-Name River?
The No-Name River.
Like literally.
The Ninisca. So it's a tributary to the Ninisca. The Ninisca fills Cheney Lake.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
and a number of different other things.
What pond are you? No idea.
No idea. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know what river or pond or whatever you are. It's the North Fork of the Ninisca. So this is a tributary to the North Fork of the Ninisca River. And it's currently dammed up by some dang beavers, and it's got a, I don't know, holds like what, half an acre of water, maybe an acre of water.
Maybe.
Not a lot, but they're going to allow us to build through there. So it has a steady flow draining lots and lots of acres. So we've got to have a good wash around plan, and we have to have a good overflow tube that's the right size, and we have to have it engineered because of the volume of water we're going to be holding and the potential implications of it breaking and washing out downstream a road or a bridge or a who laid a chunk. What it's going to do, we're going to blame it on the engineer. That's my plan. So.
Sounds like a CYA plan.
That's exactly what it is. So
that has held us back from some of the utility testing because it has involved a lot of travel, and we are very much tied down, even as much as we've gotten to the point of having a really good team and being able to get away a little bit more. It still is a lot to get away on a consistent enough basis to put in the time to prep these dogs. So Charles has been able to do that with Vex. He's been getting some of our other dogs off the grounds, which is fun. Quest and Allie have been prepping for Master, so he's been getting them off grounds to run with other braces and other things with that, which is awesome. So wish Vexer good luck in August, because we'd love to be going to the Invitational with him. Knock on wood,
Yeah, I'll
fingers
go watch him
crossed,
run.
all the things, guys. So I think that's kind of the gist of it. So now I want to kind of scroll back and see what kind of options were listed for names for the new live stream.
I didn't see very many.
I saw some.
Because it happened right when we were
blipping out. I saw some. Hold on.
Oh, there are some. Can I trade sideways? Because this is, I don't know how to say trade up. What do we have? Is it lot B?
Okay.
Woo!
So people said Yawa, or you ask, we answer. Unfortunately, I think we are going to retire that name. That was a whole thing in and of itself, and it evolved over time, and we haven't kept up with it. And so I think a refresh is what we're looking for. Dog training chat with Ethan and Kat. The fact that my name rhymes with chat is really cool, and I think could be really catchy.
I like dog training chat. Oh, chat. That's what I meant. Thank you. I like the dog training portion of that.
Because talk and cat
what about,
don't rhyme.
What about hunting dog? Because it is more like what we do here is more hunting dog related.
Somebody said bird dog chat with Ethan and Kat.
We don't want any foo-foo folks in here.
Shutting down our YouTube channel.
Shutting down our YouTube channel because we talked about shooting
birds in the face.
Gray partridge or something this year.
Bingo. Standing Stone Live sounds good. Talking Dogs with Standing Stones, Ethan and Kat. Standing Stones, Bird Dogs, and Bourbon live chat. Someone said, I like that one, Michael. Maybe shorten it to dog chat with Ethan and Kat. Bourbon and Bird Dogs. We got somebody said, what was
great. And yes, retriever tests.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Live from Kat and Ethan.
I do like that, but maybe
on point with Standing Stone. Bird dog chat with Ethan and Kat.
That's fun.
Hunting dog knowledge. Bird dog training live with Kat and Ethan. Standing Stone Kennels. Pheasants. Oh, that's where you're hunting. I think that was kind of the big push for. Am I talking too loud?
You're talking just a little bit loud, but you had you were like licking the microphone as you were going.
I wasn't really licking it. It might have just appeared. Angles, babe. Okay, so we had a lot of them. I like the catchiness of something chat with Ethan and Kat. So whether that's bird dog chat, hunting dog chat,
we could turn that into a sticker.
Dog training chat. But we can poll that. We could poll it.
Ooh, okay.
I'll check Facebook too to see if anybody popped in on the Facebook with some ideas.
Yeah, I was talking about a new podcast coming out, not a new video. There is
Well,
video
it'll be a
involved with it,
video,
but it's on the
podcast channel. So
Yeah,
Standing Stones podcast
on
YouTube
YouTube.
channel. That's where because it'll also be on the podcatchers, but because there's so much being shown with that Onyx Map app,
the video portion.
The
will
video
be good.
portion will be really valuable. Just like when you did the podcast with Fred Rice and was bringing up all the pedigrees and stuff, having that visual to go along with the conversation is awesome. So that is the nice thing about having both the video and the audio version.
Yeah, we could get on Fiverr and we could hire somebody to write us a jingle that we can start at the beginning and be like. And it would be something like a bird dog chat, something.
It's a jingle for goldfish, the one and only goldfish. The only fish that smiles back until you bite its head off. You know, these little fishies, they're really made with real cheese. The one
Kelly got
and
a bingo.
only goldfish.
Kelly got a bingo. What's your bingo
Dang
card
it,
number?
Kelly. She said she printed hers so that that I thought I saw in the beginning she said she printed hers.
Well, we just need to verify. You just have to tell me what the card number is and then read them out to us here. We get some verification.
Wings and rings. Kelly, tell us what your card number is. And we'll verify this. Make sure it's a verified bingo.
Ooh. I think there's several people that are really close right now. There might be some in the fridge there.
What are we looking for?
Oh.
There might be some of those in the fridge too.
Texted it. All right, let's see here.
So let's start answering some questions.
We have shows phone to camera. Yep, that happened. We talked about Questy Pop. Hunting in the Dakotas. Yep, a new video and had computer technical issues. When did we talk about Questy Pop? I'm not
I
doubting.
said that Questy Pup's going to run. Charles has been running Quest and Alley.
Right. 100% not doubting. Just checking.
He couldn't even remember our conversation. It's fine. This is
checking.
typical.
That's a winner chicken dinner, and that's the first person to the creator of the bingo idea game is
so awesome that she actually got it, because these are all randomly generated, guys. It's not like she had a in her pocket.
We added some.
And we added some.
But that's awesome.
Yay!
So what we'll end up doing with that is the first bingo winner goes to Kelly, and
very fitting. And we'll send you a code, Kelly. Probably text it since you just texted the card. And you can use that code to get your free new hat, basically.
A free hat. You go to standingstonesupply.com.
Put in the code. It's all free, but then you put in your shipping stuff.
And if you have any issues whatsoever, you just let me know and we fix it somehow. Free shipping and a hat.
Cool. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for playing, everybody else. And we will be back next week with more bingo. Standing Stone hat trick bingo.
Yeah, we'll do that. Do we have time for a couple questions from people? Where are we at with that? Yeah.
So
excellent.
I wanted to start answering questions. I was going to scroll back up, see if I got any questions that popped through. If you saw anything, Charles, too, shout them out.
Google Chrome uses a ton of RAM. I think so.
Okay, here's a question from Chris Clemens. I have 2 GSP pups, 4 months. Is it too early to start whoa training? So this is something that we talk about, or we were just talking about. So I would not be starting formal whoa training with my 4-month-old puppy, but shaping that behavior and reinforcing that behavior and showing standing there patiently, all 4 feet on the ground, and giving you focus and attention at 4 months old, absolutely. That's something that you can start shaping and marking. I think I did some IGTV videos with Legacy on that, because we work on teaching our puppies to sit very early and easily, and then they start becoming default sitters. It's like, well, I've gotten rewarded for this behavior in the past. Let me offer it up, because I like treats. I like rewards. I like that positive reinforcement, and I know that if I sit, I get that. Well, then they start offering that sit behavior for everything, and we don't want it to become such a default behavior that that's what they start offering up when we start introducing pigeons for positive pigeons and things like that. So if we teach them after, we've taught them sit with positive reinforcement, but then we also mark and shape that they can get rewarded for standing, then we can start reinforcing that whoa behavior, in essence, that then can carry over to when we start our positive pigeon drill. which could, I would say 4 months would be on the very early side to start the positive pigeon drill, which really reinforces that whoa behavior even more, just because lack of attention and focus on that young of a puppy, being able to track and follow that pigeon and be able to get enough reps in that it's truly valuable. You could maybe do a few, but I think that, that positive pigeon drill starts to really have more value, and those puppies have more mental focus and stuff starting closer to 5-6 months old. And then formal whoa training, because like any formal training, it takes mental stability, mental maturity, and it is a more advanced thought process for the puppy. That's something that I probably wouldn't recommend starting until closer to 9 months old. Anything that you would have to offer?
Yeah, I would say that when watching young dogs play that specific game you're talking about, positive pigeons, I think that the young dogs learn to give up chasing faster, which is a good and bad thing because they aren't 100% ready, like you were talking about. But at the same time, when you start with an older dog, let's say we get a dog in that's maybe 10 or 12 months old, it can take a lot more. They got a lot more drive, a lot more desire to chase and focus, and it takes a lot more pigeons. Speaking of a lot of pigeons, we worked through a drill, and I wish that I had recorded it. It was really, really interesting, and we'll have to create a video.
It's one of those things you can't make it up. You have to have the right dog
correct
for that situation, or it doesn't show
with.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Kelly knows exactly what you're talking about because she had similar issues. Her dog was not pointing, and this dog that's here in training was not pointing. And with Kelly's dog, I think by the third bird he was pointing, and this took, before we were kind of somewhat in the neighborhood of doing a good job pointing, it was like 22 or 20, over 20 pigeons we did in one drill. So that'll be something interesting to talk about. But now, whoa training specifically, just clicker training stand is a really good option. Too much of any one thing is bad, and I think that sitting becomes overdone. So just practice standing. It's good manners too. That's all I got. There. Also, anybody that is on Facebook, don't hesitate. You can throw a question if you got one in there.
We'll try and bop back and forth between the platforms to answer questions. Somebody was asking on YouTube, I was going to scroll up about, I was just trying to see if they had given any other clarification because I was going to ask for that.
I got to make that a little bigger too.
I mean, I don't really need it bigger, but you, Mr. Squinty Pants.
That's much better.
Okay.
Wait a second. I saw my name in there.
Ethan, you were really good on the Gun Dog It Yourself podcast.
Oh, yes.
You need an attaboy?
Well, it's nice to hear.
I know. I completely understand that. We had an entire conversation about that recently.
Thank you, whoever said that I didn't get the opportunity to read and call you by name. What is it?
I love this. So I just have to read this going back because of the technical difficulties, and I missed this earlier. Live, travel, family. Did you pull it out and blow on it, then put it back in? Seems to help with Nintendo, at least. If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's old. I love it.
I love it, too. But then you got to put it in and go a couple times and then wedge another video game card in there.
Yeah, that was the jankiest setup that they could have ever created.
But and everyone knew the tricks.
Oh, 100%. But they definitely learned from it that you had to push it in and then push it down. Like every system moving forward, it was just a straight ka-chunk.
Click it in. They're like, we know it's a problem. We're fixing it.
What is it now? Oh, we got
Facebook
a Facebook question.
Okay. Hey, Ethan and Kat, California. Eli is in Alaska working for the next couple months. I'm Eli's mom, tasked with maintaining Bodhi's training, but there's, I gotta make, hold on. Why is this not the full thingy?
Here, let me show you.
You've got it zoomed in or some weirdness.
No, I have no idea.
Okay, so maybe if I just go like that.
Oh.
No, it's still like cut off, so hold on. Let me pull it up here.
There it is. I fixed it.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Thank you. Okay. tasked with maintaining Bodhi's training, but there's such a strong bond between him and Eli that I really have a hard time getting Bodhi to follow direction. Tips and tricks for getting him to follow my direction besides keep it up. So, can you go back for that for just a second?
Sure.
So I would say going over some of the basics that Bodhi already knows with you in a controlled environment through positive reinforcement, clicker training, basically. Even if he's past that, it's really good to build that engagement and that bond and that relationship with you so that he understands working for you is just as important as working for dad, and that there is value in listening to you. You're going to give him food and treats and his meals, things like that. You can basically treat him like a brand new puppy that needs to learn to work for you, where he's earning all of his meals, all of his paychecks through training sessions with you, and then making that transition from the food rewards to collar conditioning if he's done that, but just showing him that, hey, I have the same level of expectations. I'm going to hold you accountable the same way. And if you're struggling and need more help and saying, hey, I can only get to this point with him before he stops listening, because there is a thing of generalizing and working through distractions, we're definitely here to help on Patreon, where you can go. We can watch videos of your training sessions and see, you know, where maybe the disconnect is in what's working and what's not working. But definitely I would start with engagement drills, working on things that he already knows through positive reinforcement in those really controlled environments.
Yeah, much the way if I were to get a finished dog or buy a started dog or pull in an adult dog to myself, I would start by working for meals. So that's going to be every breakfast, every dinner, have him work through a handful, like Kat said, the things that he already knows, try and teach him some new stuff. But playing those games and having to work for resources that, are directly coming from you builds a bond and a different level of understanding and respect for you as a new leader in his life for however long that is. So, great question. What you got, babe?
Somebody said, do you have any tips for disobedience training a GSP puppy? I'm not 100% sure what you mean, and I think I saw that on both platforms, like that same question. Yep, I did. And so I would like just a little more clarification on what you mean. Are you talking about like making corrections or
disobeying or yeah, I just said another
just
weird
clarify,
word.
And then we can maybe answer that. How was our day, guys? It was busy. I ran to Kansas City with a car full of puppies for their puppy eye appointments with an veterinary ophthalmologist. We do that with our litters of puppies. And so I left at 7 a.m., got home at about 4:45 this afternoon, got them all taken care of, had dinner with the boys, was on the phone with customers and stuff during my drive, and then got ready for this. Ethan, how was your day?
Oh, yeah. Great. Running. It was good.
It was a question.
It was just busy.
It was busy. That's
it was
life.
Good. It was just busy. This is a really good question. Came on Facebook. It says, how has training dogs carried over into how you parent? Which is very interesting because I feel like there's been drastically more change and or respect and or concessions and understanding pushed from what parenting is and how that's affected or changed how we train dogs or raise dogs or work dogs. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it goes more the other way, that I used to get questions from people, and here's me confessing this. I used to get questions from people like, how do I deal with my dog constantly doing this with the kids and whatever? And I was like, come on, just handle it, right? Get over yourself. And it's a lot.
Yes.
We know what to do, and we know the right things to do, and it is an everyday, all the time. You know, Aiden, stop chasing the puppy around again. We just talked about this 5 seconds ago, right? You know what I mean? Like every single day, every single time. And It's essentially the same as how you have to develop puppies. We have to constantly remind and help and develop.
Consistency
Yeah,
and
be consistent.
supervision, and that would be the biggest thing, is like being consistent, like having the same expectations all the time. We can't change it up and be like, well, today, Aiden, we don't have to use the toilet. We can just poop in our pull up, you know, or hey, today we don't have to sit at the dinner table until everyone's done eating. You can get down whenever you want. No, we build consistency and say every day it's the same expectation. We eat dinner together, and then you have to ask to be excused from the table. And if you haven't eaten enough and you haven't tried things, we're going to say you need to take a couple more bites. It's the same thing that you need to do with your puppy. You can't change your expectations and your rules from one day to the next, because it just adds confusion to the situation. So consistency and then supervision. Of course, if I leave Aiden or Cade to do their own thing whenever they want, they're going to get into everything. They're going to make a giant mess. And the same with puppies. You can't just expect them to supervise themselves and not get into something.
Differences for me seem to be that the maturity level grows drastically slower with children than it does with the dogs. Like by the time I have an almost 4-year-old dog, they're in an easier stage of development in life. Now, granted, not as advanced. You know, my 3.5-year-old child is way smarter than any dog that I have ever had the opportunity to work with. But a 4-year-old dog is in the finish category. A 4-year-old child hasn't even begun to start, right? You know, we're still in the baby stages. So it's just different. It's definitely different, but there are a lot of similarities in how you approach the general concepts of what we're doing. This is a really good question. It kind of goes probably out of order, which is going to make your brain twitch, but we got time for about 2 more probably.
And I was going to try and see if that guy had said something about the disobedience training.
Where at? On Facebook?
It was on both, and
yeah,
I didn't.
But the response on Facebook. Right
no, it's not. It was right there. I guess on both.
Okay, there. You got it.
Did he say anything about that? How do you start to train a GSP? The person that are getting him from train them to point with the fishing rod and wing. That's the same person, but that's not a.
Oh, you're seeing the big pink.
Do you have any tips for? Mine, I trained him to sit, but without treats, he won't do it. Okay, so that's just generalizing your training, and then proofing it, and that's a big thing. You know, people train their puppy to sit or recall, and when they get into a higher distracting situation where the puppy wants to, you know, explore, sniff, and do their own thing, the value of that reward isn't high enough to gain their focus and attention and compliance, because they'd rather do what they want to do. So that's usually when we get to the point of collar conditioning and proofing those behaviors. Now, obviously, if you've got a 12-week-old puppy that's not listening super well, unless you've got treats, you're not going to be collar conditioning them to sit or collar conditioning them to recall most likely yet. But putting a check cord on them so that you've got a long line so that you can help redirect their focus and get a hold of them if they're not wanting to come. And then just understanding, like, if you can't get their focus and attention, you really shouldn't ask. If you can't follow through with the cue that you've given them, and you're saying here, 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 or sit, 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 and they're not doing it because you don't have treats, you don't have their attention, it's not something that they want to work for, just asking them over and over isn't going to get them to do it. So depends on their age and how much of the positive reinforcement-based training you've done, and generalizing it and then working on proofing it. Okay, you said you had an interesting one. Sorry. And then I was like,
we got somebody else had a bingo at the same time, or had already had a bingo and missed announcing that they had a bingo.
Nate, what is your card number? Your bingo card number, and we will verify.
I see here. It's probably this one. I'm guessing. So we'll wait on that, but I guess it's that card that's marked off there. And then the question I had, it said, do you... Right here. Pac-Man from Packmaster Gun Dogs. Do you prefer a high drive, balls out dog or more methodical, medium pace search dogs? Which has produced more wild birds from your experience?
I love how you gave that an accent.
Well, I mean, how else do you read that? I mean,
Exactly like you did. That was
okay.
great.
Yeah.
That's why I said I love
You
it.
ain't first, you're last. Yee.
I
like
I want to
my
hear
baby
your
Jesus.
opinion, and then I'll give my opinion on what I like better.
So for me, I like more action than not action, and I think it's from my kind of hunting style aspect of things. When it kind of goes both ways though. So I like a more active dog personally, but I don't need him to be running to the next county. Just active in and appropriately hunting the cover that is available to them, which is it's a really big thing for kind of evaluating what you are. If you're really a good one, the ones that are good naturally adjust to cover. So we have thick stuff, they tighten up. We have wide open grasslands, they run bigger. That's what I mean by naturally adjusting. Or if you get into the woods, they don't run off either. They can stay close and adjust that way. But that I think adjusts pace as well. Dogs that are in thicker stuff are going to slow down and work it tighter, work it a little closer or something. So it is different. As far as a plotter goes, not my thing. There are some breeds that naturally come that way. There are some short hairs that are more that way. I need active. I'm not so wrapped up in how far or how big they actually run, as long as it's reasonable and I can trust them. So we've got some dogs that Vex being one of them specifically, that he'll run really big in areas and you can trust. There's times quail hunt that he would make a cast out and be like, "Where are you going, bro?" And then beep, beep, beep.
I would say that that's one thing about Vex that is just something that comes very naturally to him. He finds birds. He is a very natural bird finder. He has a knack.
Nix is a better wild bird dog.
They have a knack for just knowing where birds are going to be. Even if you're like, well, there's a really, good, what's the word I'm looking for? Objective, right? Like, oh, there should be birds over there. Yeah. And then you're headed that way and then they go over there and that's where the birds are. And it's like, well, the nose knows, and Nix, Vex both do that very well. One thing that is kind of funny. So I like dogs that are also very cooperative in a sense that they are going to work and hunt for you. And sometimes that isn't the same dog that is a natural bird finder, that is where the birds want to be is where they want to be. And then you're left with no dog. Like when we were in South Dakota, and there's Adam and I up in this food plot strip. And then there's Charles and Ethan and Ray down in the cattails with all the dogs. I think we had Piper up with Adam and I trying to cover these two food plot strips. And sure, there may not have really been very many birds up there, but I don't know. I'm not a dog. I don't have a nose. And we tried to walk through them to, scare up birds. But again, those birds are smart, they're wild, and they will just hunker down and then run the other way past you once you work past them. They're not always going to flush, or they're going to run the food strip that way. And if you've got a dog with you, most of the time that's going to help you pin those down or get them, pointed, that sort of thing. And I was like, all the dogs, Nix is down in the cattails, finding lots and lots of hens, I think, for Charles and Ray. And I was like,
last was that last year?
2 years ago. He would not, and I could not get him back up in the food strips with me. He's like, nah, I'm down here where there's birds. Yeah, they may not be the roosters that we're looking for, but they are birds that we're finding. So
Vex only points.
Do not even say that.
Vex only points roosters.
BS.
Well, folks, I think that is all the
Did
time we
Nate
have.
end up
No,
telling
I
us?
didn't see it. So Nate, if you reach out to us, or if somebody knows Nate, to have him reach out to us.
Let us know what card number you had. We've still got that pulled up, and we can
Yeah,
verify
I'm pretty
it.
sure it's this one.
Because he was asking about Navda, and he said if that is the case, then he has a bingo. So that's probably his card.
Yep. So I love it. Next time we will definitely be here on all the Wednesdays that we can. We'll keep you guys in tune with social media and do our best to. Looks like something just cut out.
Oh, here it says. Here, he just messaged. Pull up the cards, Nate. 8ABFB9. Hey, that's what we thought.
It. Bingo.
So, bingo, dingo.
All right. So you got information there. We can send it.
Yep, I can.
Cool.
Somehow message you, maybe. I don't know. Nate, send us a message, and we'll get you the code in a private message there. Okay?
Something happened.
For a hat.
It's gone. Nobody's got it.
I can message him there.
Audio's still going?
Well, cool.
Well, all right, everybody that can't see us, we'll see you next week.
I'm Kat, the dog trainer.
I'm the guy with the pink gun, and hopefully there'll be less technical difficulties. Peace.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, my head is sweaty. Those earphone things make your head really sweaty. It probably overheated.
Oh, the battery just probably died. Yeah, but
But Kat didn't turn.
the battery was almost dead when we started, and I don't think
so
there's
it
enough
probably
on.
didn't kick.
Yeah.
I was watching the back of the screen.
And stream.